What's up YouTube, Jeff back again from DopeTechDaily.com. Today I'm bringing you guys my wish list for the OnePlus 6T. And yes, I know the OnePlus 6 just launched last week, but we do know that OnePlus likes to pump these flagships out every 5 to 6 months, so the OnePlus 6T is going to be right around the corner. We might as well talk about what we hope to see incorporated in the phone. Now these are mainly a lot of things that I noticed on the OnePlus 6 that were either lacking or something I'd like to see added, so I'm just hoping that OnePlus might come through and include them in the next flagship. The very first thing is something that myself and other reviewers have talked about that may not seem like a big deal to everyone, but if you actually use the phone on a day-to-day basis, it's kind of a big deal, and that is the haptic feedback. So when you're typing on the OnePlus 6, typing a message to someone, and you get the vibration feedback, it's actually very loud and kind of aggressive. You can even hear the OnePlus 6 vibration motor as you're typing. If you're in a quiet room, people around you can hear it. If you're in a library or something, someone's right next to you, and it's just a little bit annoying. I'm also using the navigation gestures, and every time I swipe up to go home, the vibration motor feedback is there as well. It's a little aggressive. I'd like to see them tone it down in the future iterations. Phones like the Pixel, the iPhone, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus have had great vibration motor and haptic feedback for quite a while. It's a little subtle thing that can be refined. It's not expensive, and hopefully OnePlus will come through with that in the next phone. The next thing is a design consideration that I'm pretty sure is not going to change, but it's something I'd like to see change, and that is this guy right here, the notch. Personally, I'd like to see the notch go away in the next iteration. There's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is, with the notch, you don't get as many notifications in your notification shade. There's just less screen real estate on this side of this display because you've got the time over here now. Also, the battery percentage is no longer displayed here in the top notification shade. And yes, I know you can swipe it down to see the battery percentage right there, but I'd like to see the battery percentage here. The problem is there's just not enough room to fit all of these icons up here. So with the notch display, it's unlikely that the battery percentage is going to make a comeback anytime soon. Personally, I'd welcome a notch display if it actually gave usable extra screen real estate, but I'm just not a huge fan of the notch trend in Android as a whole, and I'd like to see them get rid of it. Yes, I know you can get rid of it in software, but that doesn't really do any good because you still have this unusable area up here. Why have it at all? The next thing is something I've talked about in quite a few other videos, and that is wireless charging. OnePlus added a glass back onto the OnePlus 6, but they decided to not go with wireless charging, and they gave a semi-reason for this, but it's kind of a silly reason. They say, well, dash charging is so fast, which yes, they do have the proprietary dash charger that comes in the box. It is the fastest wired charging method you're going to find out there. They said dash charging is so fast you don't need a wireless charger. To me, that's a really stupid justification for not including wireless charging. Wireless charging is not an expensive feature to add, and saying that you're not going to include wireless charging just because you have the dash charger here, which is the fastest standard, is like saying I'm not going to include the headphone jack because you have a speaker in your phone. That's a really silly thing to say. Why would you not include a headphone jack just because you have a speaker? They're both methods of listening to audio. Sure, you can listen to audio out of the speaker, so someone might say, well, then you don't need a headphone jack. It's the same argument. You can achieve wireless charging very cheaply. There's really no reason not to include it, and saying that dash charging is better is not really an argument, in my personal opinion. The next thing is something that's also kind of unlikely to be added, and that is expandable storage. So OnePlus has sort of been notorious for not allowing expandable storage because they like to sell various storage configurations just like Apple. This is the 128 gig variant. You can also get it in 64 and 256 on the OnePlus 6. So I highly doubt they're going to offer expandable storage, but it's a really nice thing to have. On the Galaxy S9, I have a 256 gigabyte memory card in there, can store all my movies and things like that, and I don't have to upgrade to an added storage variant in order to get that storage. So that would be a nice feature, but very unlikely that we're going to see that. The next request for the OnePlus 6T is something I think OnePlus definitely can achieve. You see that you have this chin at the very bottom here, in addition to the notch area at the top. There's really no reason that they can't include stereo speakers on the OnePlus 6T, and I think that'd be a killer feature that a lot of people are really looking forward to, and a lot of people want it on the OnePlus 6. To be honest, the speaker isn't terrible on the OnePlus 6, but it does get a little bit tinny at high volumes, and it's not the best clarity at those volumes. Adding in dual speakers would definitely take advantage of this area down here at the bottom, the commonly known as the chin, and then also make use of the notch area if they are going to keep the notch around. That would be a great use. The next thing is a brighter display. Now, I actually like the lower resolution on the OnePlus 6 display. I also think the colors are very vibrant and sort of vivid colors you can see here. They look very nice. I have no problem with the display quality. The one place that I think it's a little bit lacking is in the brightness. Out here in the Arizona sun, it's very difficult to see the display occasionally when compared to phones like the Galaxy S9 Plus and even the Huawei P20 Pro. Bumping up a little bit brighter panel in the OnePlus 6T would definitely be a welcome addition that I'd really like to see OnePlus go after. Next is something I think everyone can agree on, and that is a bigger battery. Now, the OnePlus 6 does have pretty good battery life, but I think they could definitely benefit by adding in a slightly larger battery. This phone is by no means thick right now, as you guys can see here. The side profile is still pretty slim. If they add maybe 300 to 500 milliamp hour battery additional capacity onto the phone for the OnePlus 6T, everyone would be super happy about that, and then you would probably get somewhere between 5.5 to 6.5 screen on time, which would be just amazing for that phone. And I think everyone can agree that battery life is always a thing that people are after, and everyone would enjoy a little bit extra battery capacity, even if it means a slightly thicker phone. To close out my OnePlus 6T wish list, I want to mention one thing that's specific to us in the US here. I'd really like to see OnePlus partner with some carriers, perhaps T-Mobile, which is my favorite carrier, to bring the OnePlus 6T to more users in the US. Currently, the OnePlus is only sold unlocked, and that really prevents it from getting into the hands of a lot of regular consumers who are going to buy their phone from a carrier on a plan. They're not going to go out and spend $600, $550 on a OnePlus 6 or OnePlus 6T because they simply don't know to do that, and it's not being sold at the carriers. If OnePlus could get a carrier agreement, even with one of the smaller carriers like T-Mobile or Sprint, then they would have a chance to break into the US market a little bit better, and I would love to see that because competition is always good for everyone in the Android space. Alright guys, so those are my things for my OnePlus 6T wish list. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon so I can make future videos like this. I really appreciate you guys checking out the video. Find me at dopetechdaily.com, Google+, Instagram, and Twitter with the links in the description. Also find me writing at gadgethacks.com where I write about Android. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.